Hello, what's going on everybody? Happy Wednesday. How are we doing today? Good to see everybody here. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. I think we got everything good to go. Switched it up a little bit today. I was just turning my stuff on Do Not Disturb. And yeah, a little bit crazy. We've been rearranging the room. It's different than you're used to. What do you guys think? Loud and clear. Thank you, John Sills. Let's say hi to some folks here. I guess I should introduce myself if you might perhaps be new here. I am Shane, and on this channel we do all smart home stuff, particularly Apple HomeKit. And yeah, Wednesdays are just for hanging out. Come by, ask questions. We could talk about any news and current projects and stuff like that. So glad to have you guys here. And for all those returning, great to see you. Yeah, and as you may know, if you've been here before, things look very different now. So this is actually the same room I normally shoot and record in and everything, but I'm flipped around. So I just painted the walls earlier this week and got some furniture in here. I got blank walls, not a whole lot going on right now, but that's okay. I figured we could still do a live stream. Y'all wouldn't care. But we're working on it. It'll be probably evolution, so I'm still a lot to do here. I don't really know how it's going to turn out, but I've got a lot of cool stuff that I want to get up. I hung a TV. You can't see it. It's just out of frame over here, but hung a TV on the wall. Got a couple HomePods, of course, that we'll be using in here. But yeah, what do you guys think? Looks awesome. George is here. What's going on, George from Silverhammer Surveillance? Good to see you here. Looks awesome. Thank you, George. Lone Star Trent, what's going on? Glad you could make it here. Going to need an iPad in there for a home hub. Tuning in from the Philippines. John, thank you for joining all the way from the Philippines. We got Palma Kit from France. No hat. I do have a hat. My hat's not far. But I figure every now and then I'll switch it up a little. Since we're switching up everything else, might as well switch it up a little bit. So yeah, let's say hi to some folks. Lurk Jerk, glad you can make it here looking sharp. Jeff is here from Michigan. The room is coming along, looking good. Thank you, man. Yeah, and if you guys follow me, definitely go follow me on YouTube if you just want to see more behind the scenes stuff of like my everyday life and also a lot of smart home stuff. You can catch a lot of my frustrations over there on Instagram as I kind of vlog and stuff, you know, in the stories on setting up new smart home projects and things. But I've been doing a little bit of this behind the scenes, working on the studio. I want to make this a nice place to shoot. I want to have a couple different shots. I've got, like I said, a lot of work to do still. We've got I got a bunch of Nanoleaf stuff I want to get on the wall somewhere. Yeah, so I got big plans for it, but it'll be work in progress, working on it. Let's see. Jordan is here. What's going on, Jordan? The paint job is looking good. Love the layout. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, and you guys, please send me any feedback or whatever. Would love to hear it. You know, I'm kind of winging it as I go. But let's see who else we got here. Garrett's. What's going on, Garrett's? Hello from Troy, New York, USA. Let's make sure my things working good. All right, awesome. Thank you, man. Audio and video sounds good. Appreciate it. New studio and new hairdo. No hat today. Yeah, Frederick. What's going on, Frederick? Glad to see you here. Glad you could make it. And let's see who else we got. Mike Q. What's going on, Mike Q? Tech for HomeKit from Italy. What's going on? Dina Bullens is here. Good afternoon. You guys having a good day, man? Y'all know I love you too, because it is a beautiful day here. I mean, it's like 75 degrees outside. Sun is shining. Oh man, it's so hard not to just go sit outside all day, crack open an early beer maybe, and just enjoy the day. It's one of the nicest days we've had in a while. I did take the dog on a walk though, so I got to enjoy it a little bit. And Frederick, yes, questions are highlighting today. Thank you for that. If you have a question, type the word question just like Frederick did here. And type the word question in your comment. It'll be highlighted for me, which kind of helps me kind of get to questions for like a Q&A. I do want to mention something to you guys. It was in the title. I'm trying to collect automation. So this is something some of you have suggested and wanted to see for a while. We always talk about stuff I'm doing and automations and things at my house for your smart home. But what I want to do is highlight some of your smart home automations, just any creative, fun stuff you've got, anything that you like to highlight. I want to do a video where I'm showcasing some of your automations and stuff like that. So if you haven't, I'm trying to take submissions through this week, hopefully by Saturday. If you can get stuff to me by Saturday, would be great. But here, let me post a comment. Let me see if I can post this whole thing right here. And maybe I should pin this one. It's coming off all crazy. So here, I'll type this. Let's see, email automation submissions to, it's to Whatley submissions at gmail.com, and include video footage and an explanation. Help if I can spell correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin this one to the top of the chat. Okay, so replace pin. So this is, I'm gonna make sure I got that right, Whatley submissions at gmail.com. So again, I wanna highlight your creative HomeKit automation. So that's kind of the only requirement, I guess, is that it needs, needs to be a HomeKit automation. I suppose Homebridge and stuff like that's fine. If you're using other things, just highlight what you're doing in the email and just get a little bit of video footage of your automation working, whether it's lights coming on or whatever the case. You can, iPhone footage is perfectly fine. Just send that to me in whatever's way easiest to you. Again, using that email that I pinned at the top of the chat there. So I'm hoping to do a video soon highlighting. I've seen some really cool ones already. So I'm excited to make that video and just showcase some of the awesome things you guys are doing with HomeKit. So yeah. All right, I see some questions rolling and I'll try to get to some of these, and please do only ask your question once. They are highlighted today, so if you put the word question in your comment, it'll be highlighted for me. So no need to ask more than once. I'll try to at least get to all those questions best I can. And yeah, let's get rolling. Question, are other people experiencing more than usual non-response from thread devices? Jeff, I don't know if anybody else wants to answer this. For Jeff, share your experience here regarding thread devices specifically. I know for me personally, I have been experiencing this, but I don't want to speak like for sure with my setup right now, because I've been just unplugging. Like you see, everything has been moved around. I've got probably 35 unresponsive devices in my HomeKit home right now, which is, not normal. That's because I've been unplugging stuff and moving around. Most of the stuff is from this room, this little studio. This is where I test a lot of things. So my setup is crazy right now, and I got to go in there and fix everything. But I have noticed lately, my thread devices have been going unresponsive, and it's not just one manufacturer, it's different manufacturers. And what I've noticed is it seems to maybe be an issue with the HomeKit hub. So if your primary HomeKit hub is like an older Apple TV that doesn't have thread, or maybe an older HomePod, that seems to be the problem, at least for me. And again, I haven't tested this thoroughly, but switching the HomeKit hub, by unplugging and all that good stuff, seem to like make them come back online. So that tells me it's an issue there, but I don't know what other people are experiencing or not. Brian says experience a lot of no response devices. But yeah, Jeff, I'm with you. I have noticed specifically my thread stuff, because I got a few automations that use thread devices, and I'll be like, dang, why is that not working? And then I'll go in and look, and it's definitely all my thread stuff. So check the HomeKit hub, see if maybe switching that, might help. That's still a pain because we can't control the hub, so it very well might switch back. But anyways, yeah, hope that gets worked out. Question, saw home architectures definitely will be released in iOS 16.4. Think it will help for those of us who already have installed it. I don't know necessarily if it's going to help those of us who already installed it. What are you needing help with? I guess, what are you needing to be improved? Paul, I guess, is the question. Still having issues? Let me see. Somebody shared, I think Larry shared an article. I'm not sure if Larry's here in the chat. Somebody sent me an article earlier about this, but let's see. Home architecture 16 point. I mean, they did say, I heard there was a talk and articles written saying that it was coming with iOS 16.3. Obviously that didn't happen. So now they're saying 16.4. So we'll see. But for those who don't know, here it is. I made a whole video about this new architecture. Go check it out if you have no idea what we're talking about. But like this article says here, it was pulled after a week. A lot of us have already updated. I did. I'm hoping it will be more stable. But I don't know that it's going to improve anything necessarily. The architecture update probably won't, but because you're already on it. But maybe the update, iOS 16.4 will. I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess. We got some questions rolling in. Wayne says, your YouTube video inspired me to do my own server rack. Awesome. That's cool, Wayne. I'm glad it did. Yeah, it's definitely nice to have kind of a central place. Mine was a hot mess. So if you can clean it up and get things nice and organized, at least better than it was, then that's a win in my book. Very nice. Please consider reviewing level locks, both touch and HomeKey edition. I actually have a level lock, not the touch or the HomeKey edition. I've got just the bolt still sitting in a box that I've been wanting to install just on like a secondary door that we don't really use a whole lot, just for automations and stuff at night. But yeah, I might, I don't know. We got the Aqara lock with HomeKey coming soon. But yeah, I'll definitely consider that. I would definitely like to, if I did it, I'd like to try the HomeKey one probably. And they still haven't updated those to work with Thread yet, have they? I mean, they're Thread capable, they've said. I don't think they ever released that. The update to, I guess, unlock the Thread capability, which is kind of crazy. Hopefully they'll do that soon. Charles says, I love my level lock bolt. The battery life is amazing. Very nice. I just changed the batteries on my Schlage Encode Plus yesterday, to be exact. So yeah, I'm getting about 6 months battery or so with my Schlage Encode Plus, which isn't terrible considering we use it a lot. I mean, it's the primary entry and exit point of my house. Everybody in the family uses that door multiple times a day, and we've got, you know, older kids that are coming and going, so it gets used a lot. It gets used a lot. Let's see. Any answer to the question of why you don't come to Thailand? You anyways avoid this question. It's very strange. I don't recall getting this question ever before. And that's pretty far. I don't know. I barely made it to Vegas this year for CES. Question, what do you think about SmartThings partnering with Aqara? I think it's cool. I think it's, you know, awesome for Aqara. I'm a fan of the Aqara products, and good to see them working closely with these other systems, or however you want to say it. They've been really focused, I feel like, on HomeKit for a while now, a long time, which is great. So yeah, just I think it's a good thing, you know, if they can get their products working seamlessly with or more seamlessly with those other platforms, then I'm happy about that. I actually have a SmartThings hub still sitting in the box that I will probably set something up soon. I'm just testing Matter. If you watch my Matter video, you'll probably recall the Matter stuff. Here we go, this video right here. After all the Matter testing, I needed a little break from Matter, so I'm catching my breath, and then I'll get back into it. Samsung said they were getting out of making sensors for SmartThings, so it makes sense to partner with someone like Aqara. Interesting. That's cool. Yeah, that makes sense too. And I haven't really looked too deeply into like the integrations and what all that partnership looks like. So, yeah, but I'm happy for him. I think that's good. I hope the Aqara lock is just as reliable. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I think that lock can do really well if it works well and is reliable. I'll probably definitely test that one out. It's not very. It's going to be pretty affordable compared to most. So yeah, I'll definitely check that. What are some of your favorite battery-powered accessories? Mike, thanks for the question. Some of my favorite battery-powered accessories. Well, let's see. Sensors. Speaking of Aqara, I'd probably have to go to Aqara. Like the Aqara sensors are great. Somebody left a comment on some video I think recently about battery life, and I said, I literally have had a lot of my Aqara sensors for years and not had to change batteries on a number of them. And when you do, it's literally like a couple of years at least. So yeah, I'd probably go with the Aqara sensors. I do really love some of the Eve sensors, like the Eve motion sensor. I think I have one. Well, I thought I had one around here. Eve motion sensor, the Eve door window sensor, all their thread stuff. Those are really good too. I like those. Battery life isn't as good on those as they are the Aqara sensors. And yeah, that's probably it for battery stuff. Not a whole lot of battery powered accessories for HomeKit, other than sensors and stuff like that. Maybe a certain doorbell, camera doorbell that we'll be able to test and review soon on the channel. That's all I'll say about that. Why would my HomePod minis continually tell me they can't connect and check to see if my iPhone is on the same network? Well, it sounds like you might have a network issue unless you've already checked this. I do recall at one point, one or two of my HomePods in the past having an issue with doing this, saying that it was on a different network even though it wasn't. I think that was the issue I was having, and I believe I had to just like basically remove the HomePod, do a factory reset of it, and then re-add it, and then I didn't have the issue anymore. I think that was the issue I was having, or it might have been the Apple ID issue. I really can't remember which one it was. But yeah, so if you're trying to do like AirPlay and stuff like that, maybe that's the issue. You need to be on the same like network as your HomePod if you're trying to do AirPlay and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's what it is. Yeah, or if your phone's Wi-Fi is off. Jordan says August door lock is good and the battery life is not bad at all. There's a good door lock. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I didn't think about locks. So I'll go with the Schlage lock. That's one of my favorite, like hands down favorite HomeKit accessories, and that is a battery powered accessory. So thank you, Jordan, for reminding me about locks. Yeah, Schlage lock, that's a favorite for sure. Let's see. Oh man, we got a lot of questions. All right, I'm gonna roll up and try to get to you guys. If I missed your comment, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to get to all the questions at least though. I sold my OG HomePods as the Wi-Fi kept dropping out when playing music with the new HomePod on order. What's your thoughts on this? Well, I did make a whole video on the new HomePod. It was my most recent video. You can see it right here. So yeah, definitely check that out. I think if you were having issues with the old HomePod, you're a big Apple user, especially you're into smart home stuff with HomeKit, the new HomePods are a win. But yeah, that video I go kind of in depth on my whole thoughts and everything you can do with the HomePods and stuff, which you probably already know if you have the old one. But we go over some of the differences and stuff like that. Charles already submitted my help me automation. Awesome. Yes, Charles, I got that. Thank you. Bangkok Dangerous says, what's the difference between Matter and Thread? Can you have Matter devices with Thread capability? Yeah, so Matter is kind of the application layer and Thread is a protocol. So devices connect over Thread, similar to how devices connect over Zigbee or something like that. So Matter products, Matter certified products can be Thread products. They can be Wi-Fi products. They can even be like Zigbee products through hubs and stuff like that. So Matter is kind of the application, it's the certification, kind of look at it that way maybe. And Thread is a protocol that's being used. It's one of the supported protocols of Matter. So that's kind of in a nutshell how that works. Question, will electric vehicles ever be part of HomeKit? Not for a very long time. We still don't have robot vacuums, so we're working on baby steps here. Probably not for a while. Moving next week, and I'm starting fresh in HomeKit. What cameras do you recommend for both indoors and outdoors, and a baby crib? Awesome, Zach. Well, congratulations on, sounds like a new baby and a new house. That's pretty exciting. And starting fresh from HomeKit. That's honestly pretty exciting too. That's pretty fun. You can kind of do things the way you want. As far as cameras go, it depends on your setup and what all you're able to do and willing to do. I'm honestly a fan of PoE cameras. Now, that's kind of a maybe not the best answer because PoE cameras don't support HomeKit natively. And again, depends how deep you want to get into this stuff, but I like using PoE cameras, bring them into HomeKit through Homebridge or through Scripted. I actually have a video on this as well. That way you can you have the 24/7 recording there locally in your house, but you can also get those into HomeKit using Scripted or something. But the downside is the installation is a beast. You got to run wires everywhere, or it can be a big pain. So, if you're willing to do all that, I kind of recommend that. If you're not willing to do that, and you just want out of the box native HomeKit stuff, let's see. Let's go look at a few of them. Let's go to Amazon. Some that I recommend: the Eve camera, both indoor and outdoor. I like the Eve stuff. It's honestly, this one right here is honestly not the best camera in the world as far as like resolution and stuff or resolution's okay. The night vision's not the greatest. I'm gonna put some affiliate links in the chat as we're talking here. So Eve indoor cam. Again, these are affiliate links, but you can check these out. This is the one I like for indoors. I don't have a lot of indoor cameras, but I do like this one because their privacy, Eve's stance on privacy is really second to none. So that's why if I'm going to put one inside, I'm a fan of using this one. This one right here is awesome. I love this camera. If you're able to replace like an outdoor light fixture, this one is great. Really nice camera right here. Both of these do support HomeKit Secure Video. The Aqara cameras are also great. They don't have any outdoor ones yet, but either of these, you've got the G2H Pro or the G3. I've done videos on this one. I don't know if I did a video on the G2H Pro. I know I did one on the original G2H. But here, I'll drop a link to this one as well. This one's really probably my favorite like pan and tilt camera. This is, what is this? The G3 camera hub. Cool thing about this one is that we were talking about those Aqara sensors and stuff earlier. If you do end up using this, you can pair Aqara sensors and stuff directly to this, which is nice. If you don't have another Aqara hub. Let's see other cameras. That's really it. Well, I do use the Circle View. This is another good outdoor one, in my opinion. HomeKit out of the box. So let's see. Again, these are all affiliate links. Yeah, and yeah, the G, the G3 has cute little camera ears. That's right, it does. In fact, I have got one right over here. So yeah, I like the G3. Is a great camera. Tons of features on that thing. If you're interested in the G3, watch my video because I did go over all the features. It was a beast of a video to make because there were so many features on that thing. Let's see. G3 has incredible night vision too, says Wayne. Very nice. Joe, yes, there is also Eufy. So I have been a fan of the Eufy cameras as well. Let's see, Eufy. Now Eufy has had kind of a, these are very affordable cameras. You got this one and this one right here, and this is the system right here that I use. It was the 2 Pro. Now with Eufy, you got to be careful because their newest ones like these don't support HomeKit, but the Eufy Cam 2 Pro, this one does. So just be careful on which one you're getting, and you got to get the home base and everything. I've got links to all this stuff on my website. Eufy had kind of a little run-in with some security issues lately, so I don't know. I'm not using my Eufy cameras right now. Adam says, Eufy, please drop them. I have 4 camera setup with Homebase from Eufy if you'd like to buy. I'm done with them, Jeff says. Yeah, so that's the thing. If you're not up to speed with that, they had some issues, which we won't go into detail with all that. You can look that up. But there were some issues with some of their security practices, I guess you could say. Not the best. What's worse probably is the way they handled it. I don't know how you guys feel, but in my opinion, it's kind of the way they handled it. Yeah, with the privacy issue. And George is our surveillance expert here, and he says Eufy's dead to him after the privacy issues. Yeah, the way they handled it wasn't great, and that's why I'm kind of having a hard time recommending them. The cameras, I've been using them for years, and I really like the cameras, but yeah, I don't really recommend them off top anymore because of that. I've taken mine down. In fact, I replaced all my outdoor cameras with those PoE cameras anyway, so I was already doing that, so that kind of worked out. And then I also have that Eve outdoor camera that I mentioned, which I really like also. All right, let's see, more questions. Ooh, I missed some, so I'm gonna try to get you guys. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but let's see. Shane, you forgot the S at the end of submissions in your email. Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So if you sent me an email to Whatley submission, it's wrong. Thank you so much. Let me redo that. Let's see. At gmail.com. I always have typos in my stuff. You've got to watch me. Thank you so much for pointing that out, John. So it's Whatley submissions with an S at gmail.com. Please send video footage and an explanation. And if you guys have any questions about this, what I'm looking for, anything like that, format, just let me know here or send me a message. Submit automations to whatleysubmissions at gmail.com. Please send video footage and an explanation of your HomeKit automation. Let's see. All right, let's pin that one. All right, and yeah, hopefully we get some good replace pinned message. And I also do have this in the description. I should have said that to begin with. This is in the description of this video. So if you just want to scroll down, you can copy and paste the email address there, whatleysubmissions at gmail.com. Okay, that's right. So yeah, that's also, like I said, down there. We'd love to hear from you guys, and hopefully we get some more. I got some really cool ones I'm excited to share, so looking forward to that. Question, can't get the lights to go off when I'm leaving. John, I probably need more information than that. There's a lot of steps you'll have to troubleshoot. Usually when automations aren't working, I start with restarting my HomeKit hubs. And then it's just a process of troubleshooting steps there. But that's usually where I start if automations aren't working. What is the best Aqara gear at the moment? Aqara, I really like everything that they make, honestly. At least everything that I've used. Looking forward to some of their new stuff coming out. They've got a new lock coming out, a doorbell camera coming out. They got a new light strip coming out. That'll be interesting because I don't think I've used any Aqara lights. I think they have some available in like the Chinese region, but nothing international as far as lights go. So it'll be interesting to try some Aqara stuff, but their cameras are great. Their sensors are fantastic. Yeah, I'm pretty much all their stuff. Question, what HomeKit outdoor lights are good with IP65? There's not a whole lot of outdoor lights. Philips Hue probably has the market right now for HomeKit products, outdoor HomeKit lighting products. I know I do have one Philips Hue lighting fixture outside. They've got some light strips and stuff like that. I'm not sure what else is available right now for outdoor HomeKit lights. Let's see what we find on. I know that VocalLink used to have one. Let's see what, if anything, shows up here. Twinkly makes some cool products like the Twinkly. See, here you go. Philips Hue is coming up like crazy. Govee doesn't support HomeKit. More Philips Hue. Most of this stuff doesn't support HomeKit here. Yeah, hopefully Govee will get into HomeKit through Matter. Would be nice. Yeah, Philips Hue really is it. I don't know. Does anybody else have any experience with any other outdoor products, lights that support HomeKit? Your question is like 100 chat comments. I'm working on them. I'm doing the best I can. I will get to them best I can. We're going through them. And yeah, if anybody knows any other good outdoor waterproof lighting products for HomeKit, let me know. If we're talking about outdoor porch lights, just get a covered porch fixture. That's true. Lurkdrick says Philips Hue rocks. But yeah, I have used just regular smart bulbs in certain fixtures outside. That works. What about outdoor LifeX? I don't know. I didn't know if outdoor or if LifeX had any outdoor lights. All right, let's see. Going back up. Let's see. Are you still using the Eve outdoor camera? Yes, I am, and I like it. I just kind of raved about it a minute ago. Question, I've been using my NAS with Homebridge. Is there any advantage to moving to Hoobs Pro when they come out? I think that's still a lot left to be determined. They were making some claims, some promises, but a lot of those are like very far out. Let me pull up real quick the stuff so we can talk about it. So Hoobs Pro, I think I would wait if I was, I would probably wait. I don't know. It's $400 if you order it now, $500 when it goes on sale. It will support Thread, Matter, Zigbee, Bluetooth. I mean, so you can connect devices directly to it, so there is potentially some benefit there, depending on what all you're doing with your NAS and with Homebridge right now. You might be able to get some more benefit out of this, but it's still just kind of hard to tell what all the advantages will be, and honestly, what other I think there's going to be other products that are similar to this out there on the market. They're kind of all trying to be the Matter hub. But what's interesting, some of this stuff here, they're going to be doing a Hoobs cloud services, but this isn't planned. It's like very far in the future, Q2. Well, that's not very far in the future, but the automation. So they're going to be doing like an automation system. So this sounds to me similar to Homey Pro. So I think Homey Pro is another one. Let's see if I can find Homey. I talked to these guys when I was at CES, and this looks like a very similar product to me. And that it does automations. You can see right here, Bluetooth, Matter, Zigbee. This one actually supports Z-Wave, which is nice. Thread will be coming Q3 2023. So, and this with Homey, you can do all kinds of local automations and everything like that also. So I don't know. I might would wait and kind of see like what all starts hitting the shelves. I think we're going to see a lot of similar kind of products like this, if that makes sense. So that would be my advice. Have you heard of the Samsung SmartThings station? See, that's another one right there. Samsung SmartThings. They've got a similar product coming out too. I saw that at CES, and it's going to be similar. It'll support Matter. I don't know how that'll work. I mean, obviously it'll work with SmartThings. And if it's a Matter hub, I would think it will work with HomeKit to some degree, but we'll see. Lurk says Homey is also nice. Ordered mine, hope to receive it fast. Awesome, very cool. Definitely keep us posted on how you like that, Lurk Jerk. I have not tested out Homey Pro. Habitat is another one, a very similar product. They don't support Matter and all that stuff yet, but if maybe Habitat will come out, I could see them maybe doing a similar product. So I would wait. All right, back up to my questions. I'm working through them. When do you think the doorbell from Aqara is going to be on sale? March. Should be March. Hopefully early March, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, should be March, I last heard. Shane, you made me jump on the Homebridge bus. I have it running on an old Surface. Oh, wow. But can't get it in HomeKit. I tried for days. Any suggestions? Charmaine, it's tough to say without really knowing what exactly. And you're running on an old Surface. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you should just be able to scan that little HomeKit code on there and get it in there. So I don't really know what kind of issues you're running into. But yeah, once you have it up and running, you should get that HomeKit code. You should be able to scan that in just like any accessory. And if you're connected and running and everything, well, it should be able to go right in there. I don't know if there's maybe some issue using the Surface, but that might make things a bit more tricky. Dan, oh, thanks, Dan. The studio looks great. Appreciate it. Well, like I said, it's a lot left to do. So, yeah, if you're just joining the chat, studio definitely looks different. Lot left to do. I even have like, where is it at? Over there. There's like a hole in the wall still. That was you might can see it. Yeah, that's where I had like an old cable, coming through, which obviously I'm not using. So yeah, I'm still working on it, but we're getting there. We're changing some things up. I got my desk back here, so it gives me a lot more space. So I'll probably get a coffee table, a couple more chairs. I think there's probably going to be a little whiskey bar somewhere around here, a little whiskey cart or something. I don't know. Just saying, that's what I have a vision of that. But appreciate it, man. Question, is it just me, or is there not an option to make an automation to stop a humidifier oil diffuser? All I see is options to operate the lights using VocalLink, Flowerbud, and mist flow. I'm trying to think if I have mine connected. You can definitely do that. You want an automation to start and stop the humidifier oil diffuser. So it's kind of weird. I think the oil diffuser, I don't have one connected right now. I think it shows up as a humidifier. And so I don't think there's like an on off. I think you have to like change the desired humidity in the room because it shows up as a humidifier, even though it's a oil diffuser. So, but yeah, you definitely should be able to do that in HomeKit. Frederick says, Charlemagne, you should join the member Discord channel. Lots of in-depth help there. Yes, Frederick, and Frederick is one always lots of good advice there over in our Discord channel. If you want to become a member, you can just hit the join button down below. That gives you access to our member Discord server. I'm always in there. Other members are in there every day. Lots of good talk and, lots of good suggestions and support from everybody. We're all kind of on different paths on this whole smart home journey, or the same path, different places on that path. I guess that makes more sense. But yeah, lots of good people in there asking and answering good questions. So any good Etsy HomeKit products? Not that I know of, other than like little 3D printed holders and switch covers and things like that I've seen. Is there a way to get the switch spot blind tilt into HomeKit? Yes, there should be. I'm pretty sure their Homebridge plug, you have to use Homebridge, but I'm pretty sure their Homebridge plugin now supports the blind tilt. I have some of the blind tilts, and I am going to try this out. I haven't had a chance to yet with the whole studio rebuild and stuff, but I have a bunch of blind tilts, and I'm going to be trying this out very soon. You can follow me over on Instagram. I'll probably be posting on Instagram. I don't know if I'll make a whole video about this unless they start supporting HomeKit natively. But yeah, I'm going to hook mine up hopefully soon, and I'm going to try to get them into HomeKit through Homebridge. Let's see. Question, have you used Home Assistant at all? Do you think it's worth the trouble? So Alexis, I have not used Home Assistant. And to answer the second question, do you think it's worth the trouble? I would say yeah, if you know what you're getting into. If you don't know what you're getting into and you just assume it's going to be kind of this easy, super easy thing, then it's probably not worth the trouble. But if you know you're going to be, if you're dedicated to spending a lot of time tinkering with it and configuring it, then it's probably definitely worth the trouble. I rarely hear anybody say anything bad about Home Assistant, so it probably is worth the trouble if you're willing to go through it. But that's coming from somebody who hasn't used it yet, because I just haven't had the time to do it. I'm sure the day will come where I break down and I give it a try. I think we even have a Home Assistant. Do we have a Home Assistant channel on our Discord, on our member Discord? So we've got some members that are doing it. I haven't done it yet, but people seem to love it. So how can I improve 15-second latency viewing Arlo and Eufy cameras in a HomeKit? Probably Wi-Fi. It's probably your Wi-Fi, if I had to guess. Summit Judge question. I'm about to do a whole house refurb and rewire. Was told to do Control 4 for the ecosystem, but HomeKit seems to have everything I need. Any idea what's so good about Control 4? Seems so expensive. Yeah. So Control 4, and I've never used this either, but Control 4 is more of your like professionally installed system. So if you're trying to get somebody to come in and install something, there's a good chance they'll try to sell you something like Control 4. I'm sure it's great. I've heard good things about it. It's been around for a long time. HomeKit is definitely more of, it's just more of like a DIY. Anybody can do it. I think there are some professional installers now that also will do HomeKit as well. But yeah, I mean, if you can do everything that you want to do with HomeKit, I'd probably go with HomeKit. If you're an Apple, user and fan, that's probably what I would do. Oh man, we got a super chat. Gareth, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. Let me hit my super chat button. Did it work? All right.
Super chat.
Finally caught you live. Love your channel. It's because of you why I started a smart home watching from the UK. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the super chat as well. Man, I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome. I hope you're loving your smart home setup. And, as much as I do. For me, it's all about the process. And I just love sharing that on YouTube. That's why I started the channel. And so glad to hear you've started a smart home as well. And again, thank you for the support, Gareth. Oh, and we got a new member. Awesome, Corey. Welcome to the channel as a member. Again, members, be sure to check out our Discord. There should be instructions on how to join that when you under the membership perks and stuff like that. But yeah, we'd love to see you guys over there. Let's see. All right, back to some of these questions. I'm going to try to get to y'all's questions, those that are all highlighted in yellow. There is a lot of them. Man, I'm scrolling through. Question, what are some of your favorite battery-powered accessories? I got to that one already. Now that Matter is moving into play, what do you think Apple will start to release things in their keynotes this year, or wait till 2024 to take an idea from someone else and make it perfect? I think, will Apple start to release things in their keynote? I don't know what you mean, Jordan, by release things. Like, you mean like products, or I think we'll definitely see some Matter talk in their keynotes. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what they've got in mind. I hope we see some, every time they talk about smart home, it seems like with the new HomePods too, smart home, is definitely something they're thinking about. They can do better, but yeah, hopefully we'll see some of that. We'll definitely see Matter, I think, in their keynotes. Let's see. Is anyone having trouble with Siri commands? John says there was a problem. Try again in a moment. I repeat immediately and it works. I haven't had that issue, John. Mine has been working pretty good. Same on all 12 of my HomePods periodically. I haven't had that issue lately, but I know what you're talking about, but I haven't experienced that. I don't know if others have. You guys been having issues with Siri commands on the HomePods? Kevin says, question, what is your expectations for controlling HomeKit accessories with the new Matter certified SmartThings station? Will it only be able to talk to Matter in the home, for example? So controlling HomeKit accessories with the new Matter certified SmartThings station. I'm really not sure on this one. I don't know if this might just be, I probably need to read up a little bit on this, but I feel like the SmartThings station, let's see if I can pull it up. I'm over here rambling. Let's just see if we can find something. SmartThings station. So I think that the SmartThings station might be kind of like a SmartThings hub, sort of like HomeKit has a hub, if that makes sense. Let's see, so this is the new one, right? Trying to find the new one. That's definitely it. That's a forum. So I think it might just be like a hub for Samsung SmartThings. And if that's the case, you're still going to need a HomeKit hub to connect devices to HomeKit, if that makes sense. Oh, it won't support Z-Wave. I did not realize that. We'll support Thread. Yeah, I think that it's going to be kind of like you pick your platform, whether you want HomeKit, and this is just Matter, right? So this is how Matter, I think, is going to work. You'll pick your platform, whether you want Apple Home, Google Home, Amazon's, Home, SmartThings, and whichever one you choose, you'll have to have some sort of like hub for that, a Matter hub to get your product. Well, not necessarily even Matter, but just a hub for that platform. Like if you're using HomeKit, you have to have a HomeKit hub. If you're using Google Home, you still have to have a Google Home, as far as I know, to connect these devices. That's what I think is going to work. So I think that'll be a SmartThings one. That's my expectation, but we'll see. Let's see. And Jeff says, I'm down to my last device with SmartThings and I'm done. Don't see why anyone would want to add that to their HomeKit. Yes, I have. I have been using the new HomeKit architecture since it was released. I made a whole video about the whole update process and how it went for me. I guess I was one of the lucky ones. It went well for me. I've not had any issues. It's been pretty solid for me. Do you control your air conditioner with HomeKit, and what do you use? Yeah, I have the Ecobee thermostats. They are like my favorite. I love them. Let's see. So this is the newest one. I actually don't have the newest one. I still have one of the older ones, but this is an affiliate link. I'll put a link to that. This is the newest one. If I was gonna get one today, this would be the one I get. I actually have, let's see. I actually have one. So this is why, can you see that? These little, sensors. So I just got a couple of new ones actually recently. This is why I love the Ecobee thermostats, these little room sensors you can put throughout your house and kind of have it, dictate which rooms it's heating and cooling and stuff like that. Yeah, so Ecobee is the one I'm using. Aaron says, frequently asked. I like that, Aaron. I like that. It's a good idea. Paul, question, do you think Apple should build their own smart TV, not just a set-top box? I think it would blow anything out of the water. Personally, like, people ask this about not just TVs, but like smart products in general. I don't really want to see Apple making like smart bulbs and smart switches. Not even really necessarily TVs, honestly. I mean, I don't know, maybe a TV, but I'd rather them just focus on HomeKit, the platform, the framework, whatever, like make that solid, make it awesome, improve that, and then let everybody else make all the products like they've been doing. I think that's probably the best route, but I don't know. That's my thought. Let's see. Question, I think it's a missed opportunity. There is no aux for the HomePod. Can't wait for the Sonos Era 300 to come out. What do you think about that? Yeah, I mean, I get it for people who want that. Yeah, I mean, I definitely get the argument. Personally, I wouldn't use the aux, myself, but I definitely get the argument and wanting that for a high-end luxury speaker. I can definitely understand that. Question, experiencing power cuts in my country. When the power returns, all my smart lights default to on. Is there a way to set up accessories to default off? So most accessories should go back to the previous state. Sometimes they don't, I guess. And I don't think there's a way to do this across the board. You probably need to look into your specific device manufacturer's app, like for example, Philips Hue. They have an option in that app to choose what the power on, or I don't know how exactly they phrase it, but the power on state, whether it's to always come on or to revert to the last state that was used. So a lot of them, Nanoleaf, a lot of those have that feature. So look in the manufacturer's app for that. Question, do you like Fabaro HomeKit products? I have not used any Fabaro HomeKit products actually, so I can't really say. Any news on when Matter for Google Home devices is due to be released for iOS? They said early 2023, which is very vague. Any news on when Matter for Google Home devices is due to be released for iOS? Are you talking about the Google Home app, Graham? Because I think there's a beta. I think you can get the beta, which anybody can sign up for. It takes a little while to get approved in the Google Home app to, and I haven't checked for a while. Like I said earlier, I was taking a little breather from Matter. But yeah, mine has been updated, and let me see if I try to add a new device, if I can add a Matter device. I think you can now in the Google Home app. Geez, I don't even know where to add a new device. Let's see, add new devices. I'm trying to see for you. So I'm looking for devices right now, which obviously nothing is paired, but let me move on to the next question while we're waiting. Zach says, what PoE cameras do you have with scripted? I have been using Reolink cameras. So I have some of the Reolink And I'm not seeing the, I thought you could do it now with Google on the iOS through the beta, but maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. That we're, like I said, we're kind of in that in between stage right now. We're waiting on all the software to catch up. So I'm not really sure on that question, but PoE cameras, I am using the Real-Link cameras. Let me see if I can show you the exact ones I'm using. So I started off with some of these, I think. And if you look at my video, I used some of these. Is that the same ones? Yeah, I think that's what I used in my video. And now I have these. I think this is the one. Yeah, it's got that spotlight on it. I wonder if they have like the kit. So I think, I want to say this is the one I got now. Let's see. 4 terabyte hard drive, 16 channel. I think this is the one that I have now. And I know people are going to say Unify, get Unify cameras. Which they're great, but they're really expensive. So that's an affiliate link also there. These are affiliate links I'm posting. But yeah, the Unify stuff is really expensive and sometimes hard to find. So the Real Link has been great for me. Works really well with scripted. I've been happy with it. You have a nice Synology, but bought an NVR anyways. Why not use surveillance station? You could, and to be honest, one of the reasons is, and I mentioned this in the video, Real Link sent me all their camera system, and you can buy their systems like this so easily with everything built in. But yeah, they sent me that to try out, so that's one reason. But also, I'm using my Synology to run Homebridge, and it's also running my Plex media server, and it's also running scripted now. What else? I feel like it's doing something else. And I also use it for like all my backup storage for all these like 4K videos that I shoot every week. So yeah, for that reason, I just was like, you know what, let me go ahead and use this other little DVR, record stuff on there just to kind of separate stuff because I'm using the NAS for so many other things. But yeah, good question. Yes, there are pan and tilt cameras that support HomeKit. We mentioned the Aqara G3 earlier and also the Eufy indoor pan and tilt. None of them can pan and tilt. You can't control that in the Home app though. You have to use, that's not supported by HomeKit. You have to use the third-party app, if that makes sense. So Kevin says, my Matter experience worked well with Eve sensors going through HomeKit and SmartThings to Google and Home Assistant. Oh wow, so you're using it with all those. I jumped to the top of the chat here, guys. That's awesome to hear. Why haven't you bought a second Synology yet? I don't need one. I don't need a second Synology yet. Maybe one day. Let's see, question, how can we visualize our thread network in the Eve app? I can see my Eve door sensor, but I can't see the HomePod Mini or Nanoleaf. You should be able to see your Nanoleaf devices in the Eve app. You can see any thread devices that connect to HomeKit. You can see those in the Eve app. You can't see your HomePods because that's the limitation with Apple. Actually, if you get an Eve Energy smart plug, like one of these, one of the Eve smart plugs, and you connect this, it'll actually give you a little bit more. You'll be able to see your HomePods, but it's still, there's some limitations there, but you can see more if you have one of these thread plugs connected, if that makes any sense. There you go, Alexis. Answer that just like I was saying. Thank you. Yes, so if you write question before your question, it gets highlighted for me. I've been trying to go through them all There have been a lot of questions here. I've been trying to get through them all, and I don't know if we'll be able to get to everybody's today, but I'm trying. I'll get to a couple more. Telly says, what are your thoughts on Apple allowing us to use 2 HomePods and 2 HomePod minis all together for a true surround sound experience using Dolby Atmos? This is something I hear a lot, especially since the new HomePods came out. I mean, it would be fantastic if they allowed that, but will they? I don't know. I suppose it's something that they could release in a firmware update one day. It would be freaking awesome if they did, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen or not. Let's see. Question: did Eufy did finally come out with a decent response, which wasn't as obnoxious as their first few responses. Yeah, I agree. It would have been nice if they led with that one, but yeah, I read that as well. Why do you think HomeKit routers are no more prevalent? I'm quite happy with my Era, which has HomeKit router support, but they said they're not supporting it anymore. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know why there's not more. I mean, it's entirely up to the device manufacturers or the router manufacturers, and I guess they all just decided it's not an important feature or not important enough. Maybe with Matter coming out, maybe that's part of the reason. A lot of them are looking to Matter. I know like TP-Link is looking at supporting Matter on the router level, so maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, I'm with you. I wish there was more, but there's really not. Let's see, I'll get a few more of these questions here. Any way to use multiple devices with the same Apple ID for automation? It seems to only let me pick one device at a time. I'm not really sure I understand that question. You should be able to use, multiple devices for automation. Yeah, I'm not really sure what you mean by that question. What Carl says, would HomePods work as well if they were in a shelf that is sunk in a wall, do you think? Interesting question, Carl. I think if any speaker would work well in that situation, it would probably be the HomePods because they have such good computational audio and they have the room sensor in there that's basically always in real time, constantly like trying to give you the best sound and bouncing audio off of walls, and it can like basically sense where it's at in a room. So I would think if any speaker would do well in that situation, it would be the new HomePods. There is not a HomeKit presence sensor available yet, Brian, but one is coming very soon. I've got, let me get back here. I got stuff thrown all over the studio as I'm rebuilding, but so basically the second version of this is the one by Aqara. This is only available in the Chinese market or Asia region, but the FP2 it'll be called. It's basically like I said, the second version of this is coming soon. I think by spring it should be here. So that'll be an awesome product, really cool. So that's on the way. Larry says, I have an automation called Tamara's Bedtime that's supposed to turn on some lights and fans upstairs. But when I say this, for some reason, Siri confuses it with my good night scene. I'm not sure what to tell you other than maybe try a different name. Bedtime. Yeah, I don't know why it would confuse that with good night, because you're not saying good night, but I would just try a different name. I'm not really sure there. Question, does my nano leaf bulbs be too much? I've got 8 and 1 LifeX, and they keep saying no response. I'm not really sure what the question is there, Gareth. So you might have an issue with your Thread network. There was some talk earlier about Thread products giving you issues. I've had some issues lately with my Thread network and HomeKit hubs. So it could have something to do with Thread, because Nanoleaf connects over Thread, and LifeX, I believe LifeX is Wi-Fi. I don't have any LifeX, so I'm not sure. Let's see. All right, well, guys, let me jump to the top of the chat. David Ross says, my sense is that Control 4 dealers are dinosaurs marked for extinction. They're trying to eke as much money out of their user base as possible. Yeah, I mean, I would say Control 4, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. Control 4 is probably at the end of its cycle, I would say. I don't know, but I don't know a whole lot about Control 4. I don't know how much they're still pushing that stuff. Again, that's more your like professional installation. So it sounds like David has a good idea of what's going on. If I have two iPhones with the same Apple ID, it only lets me pick one for phone for the automation. It sounds like maybe you're trying to do personal automations, which is a difference from HomeKit automations. If you're trying to use something with the phone, home automations run on your home and you can't do anything with your phone anyway. So I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Let's see. Question: will my cat scare appear up in your upcoming video? I may have to get the cats featured to paw print the video for approval. Yeah, so probably, yeah. Your automation was super cool. Thank you for submitting that. I loved it. Yeah, we'll probably get that in there. It's funny, I've got a couple automations that are all about animals, and like that was one of them, and there's some others that are like for the animals in the house. Really cool stuff. So again, we'll kind of end on that. I do want to say once again, thank you for those who have submitted your automations. But I will be doing a video soon. There's a pinned chat in the comments here. Also down in the description of this live video, you can find the email address. Shoot me an email. Send me a little video clip of your automation running, whatever, maybe like, you know, it can be on your iPhone, it doesn't matter. Just, you know, shoot it horizontally if you can, and a little explanation, and we can show off your automations in an upcoming video. Like I said, I want to showcase some of the cool HomeKit automations that you guys out there are doing. There's some super creative stuff out there. I would love to, you know, see it and share it with everybody else. And should be a lot of fun. Again, send me an email using that email address down in the description, and really looking forward to seeing what else you guys have. Hopefully by this weekend. So if you can by Saturday, I might extend that if I don't get enough submissions, but hopefully we'll have enough by this Saturday. So if you can get me that email by this Saturday, and we'll try to get your automation featured in an upcoming video. And yeah, so on that note, thank you guys so much for hanging out. If I missed your comment or didn't get your question, you know, follow me over on Instagram. I try to get to as many people as I can. Also, check out our member Discord. Become a member if you're interested. And we got a couple new members today, so welcome to the new members. And I definitely prioritize that member Discord server, so you can DM me over there if you are a member. And yeah, if not, we'll be back here next week every Wednesday. New video coming this Sunday. And thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. See you later.